What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes are back with another MMA superstar. This time we get to sit down and talk to former Strikeforce and UFC middleweight champion, former middleweight champion, Luke Rockhold. What's up, Luke? How are you?
I'm doing well. Just kicking it. Enjoying the
You a lot of people. Not too many people can boast about having won two major belts. I hope you just sit back and think about that every once in a while, and not just let it go to the wayside. That's really, really impressive.
I appreciate it. Feels good. It feels good and feels right. Like I always say, like a lot of people feel like they're lucky to be in the situation they've been in or where they're at in life, but everything feels pretty good. Feels about right.
Right. So I want to start off with this. First of all, that fight, the courage you showed, the passion. I mean, man, I probably stood up and applauded. Like, and I was just at home. There wasn't people around me or nothing, but I was like, look at this dude. Like, that is some digging deep of heart and resilience that you showed. One of the most impressive things I've seen in an MMA fight. So I'm sure you've gotten a lot of that. You probably felt that type of love, but that was really something special.
I appreciate it very much. It's been a long journey, and that comes out at the end of it, especially when you've been kind of mistreated, I guess. And all those years off were kind of like part of that, a lot of injuries and different things where I felt like I was disrespected. So it was like coming back with a purpose, coming back for myself and doing it right. That was came out, So it wasn't exactly my ideal performance. It didn't, it wasn't. First, it was supposed to fight in Vegas. Then we were supposed to fight in Dallas. Then we got transitioned. He kept pushing it back, and I didn't really like take into account Utah and the altitude, how bad it would be. But not only that, breaking my nose in the first punch of the fight too. Just start sucking blood. That's breathing blood. It's not exactly a helping situation for the climate.
Did you watch the fight and what did you think of it like in terms of what I was talking about? Because like I say, man, we tune into fights every week, man, whether it's UFC belts or one championship PFL, and sometimes they're just carbon copy blueprints of other ones. This guy wins one round, the next guy wins the next round, and then boom, someone takes the last one. Or sometimes someone gets starches in the first, someone gets submitted really quick, and we've seen them all, right? But this fight, like I say, just had these intangibles. We're like, what the fuck? Like, what are we watching here?
Put my hands away. He kept breaking my nose. I was just like, fucking cut. He broke my nose first punch, then he took me down like right after he broke my nose. And so I was like, I remember I was like trying to my equilibrium was off. I was like, what is going on right now? I couldn't like really grapple and hold on. I was like trying to find myself. And then I was like, why am I not working right now? What's wrong with my body? And then once I got up, I was like, it started to hit me a little bit. And then he kept punching me in the fucking nose. Kept breaking my nose. Every time after that, every time he'd hit me, my nose would shift. And I'd be like, fuck. I'd be like, stay over there, dude. I'm fucking tired. Then I'd hit him and he'd come back at me. I hit him and he fucking, I'd start to get tired. The fight's a fight, man. It's the beautiful thing about it.
You may have already answered one of my questions. I've watched a lot of your fights, if not all of them, and I've never known you to tire earlier in a fight. But so it was altitude and not being able to breathe correctly that kind of had you a little slowing down a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things, man. I'm like I said, I'm fucking getting old, and I torn some cartilage about 8 weeks out, working with actually Kamaru. I'm in like a little body shot. It's just annoyance, to start your training camp, and then I pulled something over here, so you're kind of pushing and pulling, and I wasn't able to get actually as prepared as I would like to be. It was a long training camp and 7 months, 6-7 months, and so things held me back. And I was in decent shape. I was good enough to go, but I knew I had to be conservative. And the whole game plan was to be conservative in there. And fighting Paulo Costa, the guy just kind of runs forward. Like he's a monster. He's a fucking pussy, is what he is. But yeah, he came and he caught me good. And I was kind of like, it's been a long time off and trying to get trying to get the rust off and feel the flow. And snapping my nose in the beginning, and then taking me down, which I didn't expect. So a lot of things kind of just accumulated the situation, but I knew I was ready to fight. Mentally, maybe not physically, but mentally I was ready. So that was, I guess, what came.
Luke, so I don't know if you're aware of this because sometimes it doesn't hit fighters, but the inspiration that was created from your performance, from the words you spoke even before the fight, um, have you soaked any of that in? And what does it feel like today waking up as a mixed martial artist, as a man? What's your mindset right now going forward?
I mean, it feels right. I mean, it feels, you live your truth and the truth comes out. That's the thing. It's like when you live for other people's truths, then you in this game, the truth is going to come to surface, and you can't hide who you are. And so it's like if you do it for the wrong reasons, it's going to show. If you do it for the right reasons and you do everything you can in your power to be there mentally, even physically, I mean, it's going to come. It should show. And I just stayed true to form, and I stayed true to myself. I kind of I had to check myself because I kind of lost myself. Once I won the title, it was like, it's not about, winning anymore. It's about making money, and it's about what everybody else wants you to be. And so I kind of fell into that, I guess, just trying to make money and trying to play the role that society wanted for me. And I came out looking like a bitch. I fucked up. But it's I wouldn't change it. It's part of my career, and it is what it is. And I found it, finding the love for it back again. You kind of shift your focus once you get to the top of the mountain. I was already Strikeforce champion, and I was like, I knew that people were disrespecting me, and I still needed to go prove myself. But then I reached that pinnacle of the mountain. Then it was just like you get this letdown of and you just kind of it was a shift, a focus shift for it was like what's next? It's like what else can I do? But the time off made me realize what I love the most and what I'm the best at is, and what brings the best out of me is fighting and just being in the gym. It's the creative and business and everything else I built from that. That's training.
Luke, so you talk about how much you love fighting, and I just want to clarify one thing. Is it always MMA? Will there ever be any venture out into is there any other kind of combat sport that ever interests you at all or anything like that?
I love physical stress, no doubt. I love a testament of one's character. I think that's what the world's missing these days is, people, reaching those healthy stresses and maybe not so healthy stresses sometimes, but adversity, discomfort. That shows you who you really fucking are. And when you get away from it, for someone who was born into it and got away from it for as long as I did, I kind of lost myself, and it was good to kind of dig it back up. I will definitely continue to chase my adversity and my discomfort. I'm not opposed to boxing. It's like my legs need a fucking break. So, I mean, if there's some interesting boxing matches for the right people and the right promotion, I'm not trying to dance around, but I like to test myself, and the new ventures are always great. Even old ventures. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I can't even completely shut the door on mixed martial arts, but I'm enjoying the boxing. I feel like I'm getting better. And yeah, who knows? I really want to take a break. My legs are so destroyed from kicking and a lot of things. It's going to be nice just to get in the gym and just box and work on correctives of life, I've had so many surgeries and so many things, so it's like learning the body, learning the corrective efforts of life, the balance. That's what I'm kind of most into now, I guess.
We talked about the inspiration and what a lot of people have learned from you. Sometimes it's difficult to do that all by yourself. Can you maybe share? Is there anybody in your life, another fighter, friend, family, anybody that kind of inspired you and maybe helped you on this journey?
I mean, there's always people along the journey, every step of the way that kind of fill roles in your life. There's too many of them, man. I mean, Really, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of, as much as people want to say about LA and, Los Angeles and Southern California about how fake it is. There's a lot of fake people, but there's a few true, like, artistic, creative people that are fucking special. And when you have creative and artistic people, you have a whole mess of people that fake it and want to be like those people. And that's what the presumption of the society builds, is these fake ass people that want to be those tiny little percent of people. And I'm fortunate enough to meet those tiny percents and the masters of their craft of different realms, and learning from them and getting inspiration and drawing from a lot of those people. And then, I mean, being in the gym and getting that energy from Perillo and Cheeto and even Mackenzie, getting back to like a small culture of fighting, not being messed up in a big gym or being where I don't want to be, like which has been Florida, where I don't belong. It took the love out of it for me, and getting in there and kind of drawing little game plans and just create, being able to figure out, what makes you, what makes you a better fighter, makes it all fun in life.
So Luke, we've also talked to Javier Mendez, and the theme was he's had a lot of champions in his gym at AK where you spent some time. And he said, the question he would have is, why would you want to come back? If you were to come back, is it is it more financial, the passion, or what? And then we've heard DC, say, hey, maybe Luke, he's done it all, in this sport, maybe submission grappling. I don't think anyone says it with any intent to ever hurt you if that's not what you want to hear. But speaking on retirement again, and like I started by saying what you've accomplished is already pretty amazing. If you were to come back, why is it? Because we can see it now. And before the interview started, you kind of gave us a little tour. You have a fat pad in a great city in SoCal. The accomplishments are there. So is it now just something you have to prove to yourself that, you want to go out on your own way? Is it a paycheck? Is it just the passion for punching someone in the face? What is it, I guess, the number one driver if you were to come back?
Tests of life. When we lose our tests of life, we lose ourselves. And so it's like, what do you want? What is the test, and what draws you? What creates you? What inspires you? Fighting fucking still inspires me, and just the betterment of my body, of staying healthy. When I'm in the gym and I'm fighting, it's like I have to learn how to be a better athlete. I think I want to be as animalistic as possible. I love my body, and I want to fucking make it the best it can be. And I don't want to fucking torture it, and I don't want to kill it like I've done for so many years. And so it's like, trying to find the best version of yourself. Fighting happens to bring that out of me. So, and it helps me and inspires me to do other things, other forms of business and life, and see where I go afterwards, But at the same time, I'm still better. I mean, I got some problems and some things I need to figure out for sure. Energy and just get my body healthy so I could get to that point to where I don't get tired. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I can still beat the best, and taking the time off, I wasted a lot of time. And so it's just like, just see how good I can get my body, and how crazy of an athlete and how sick of a fuck I can be. I just love it. I like fighting, and I like pushing my body to the limit. I want to see, like, and I want to continue. I don't want to deteriorate. When you give up, your body just deteriorates, and we die that much faster. I'm not looking to die anytime soon. I want to be fucking 80 years old like this. It's like I want to fucking fly. I want to do it all for fucking life until the end. And so, what keeps me going? What keeps me motivated to do workouts is fighting. Is to test myself, not just to be in peak physical shape. But I mean, like, what's the point of being in peak physical shape if you can't have something to test yourself with?
Okay, well, no one's ever going to question you. I mean, like I say, and as far as the savagery, you don't have to prove that to us. All that blood licking or rubbing that you did, holy cow! I think even poor Goes had to run into the restroom because he was like, "What the hell is happening right now?" It looked like Silence of the Lambs. I thought you were going to bite his face or something, but That was
He
nuts.
was talking shit. He was talking shit, and I was just like, "Fuck!" I was not impressed by this kid at all. I think I beat him any day of the week, really, with a good, with the right things.
Did you taste the blood and the secret juice coming out as well, or just that secret juice he keeps talking about?
He's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Secret juice. People just need to shut the fuck up. I remember. Yeah, I remember. I was like, well, I mean, if you're in a fight to the death, and you're running out of time, and the guy's holding you like a bitch, and he's just holding on for time, because that's what it felt like he was doing. He's like, I win this. I win this, and I was like, I'm out there trying to fucking win finish the motherfucker, and he's just trying to win by points. I felt like, and he always like vocalized that to me, and I was just so tired. I was like, how do I knock this guy out? I was like, I'm gonna throw a tornado kick, try to knock him out in the head. I was like, everything I was thinking about is how I could fucking put him to sleep. That's all I could think about. How I could get on top, how I could finish him, and he's just, some people play a different game.
Hey,
yeah.
Last thing, so not to push this whole thing, as far as the challenging yourself and physical, but as Tom Brady's even proved, you can only do it to a certain point. Could it be like maybe you and Bear Grylls could do a show, and a helicopter drops you off in the Arctic, and you got to walk back to the state of Washington or so? Could you challenge yourself in maybe other ways? Because like you said, that
Bear Grylls fake though. I'm pretty sure he's been pulled out of the fucking gutter on his like fake drinking piss with a fucking RV in the woods right next to him where he goes back to. It's like, no, everything I have to do is for real. I ain't gonna shit. I mean, if it was the right, I don't even like movies. I don't like that shit really. If it was the right thing, got to be out of this world kind of thing. I don't know. I've got some business ideas and some partners and some things we're working on, and so I just want to be able to test my body. As long as I can still do this thing at the top, I can still test myself. I'm gonna find ways to test myself, and so and compete really. I mean, because I can only compete for so long, but if I can still compete right now with the best of the best in so many genres, I'm gonna still push my body to test myself and figure out what I want next.
Was there any personal satisfaction out of all the respect heaped on you by Dana White after the fight? Because I know things were a little contentious, and I've seen this type of setting where a fighter could possibly have their last fight, and maybe he has a nice thing to say, but maybe a jab. With you, dude, he really said a lot of nice things. Like he was at a loss for words, Luke. I mean, a lot of us were, man, for a while there, because we couldn't believe what we had witnessed. And but I thought a lot of that was, I guess a show of respect. I don't know if that makes up for anything else that's ever happened between the UFC and you or Dana White and you, but did you at least sense that and feel that?
No, I felt good. It definitely felt good to get that respect. I felt like I always deserved, but I guess you gotta get dirty and nasty sometimes to show people who the fuck you are. People want to assume I'm this. People want to assume I'm that. I'm sure the polo deal didn't help. People just hate me even more, But that was the thing with Dana in the first place. He's disrespected me when I lost the title and said, "You ain't shit. You're worth this, you're worth that." I'm like, "Fuck you, dude. I'll go make my money elsewhere. I'll go do something." He's like, "Fuck, fine, go do it." And guess what? I became the face of Polo Ralph Lauren. I had an internet. I had a worldwide commercial. I had fucking every airport in the world. And then Dana and fucking the UFC are like, "Oh, they're like, can we give you this? Can we give you that?" I did it so I could have leverage and respect. That's why I did that. You know what I mean? Not to fucking. That was the whole point of that situation, and I got some back, but then I got a lot of disrespect from it because the whole world is just naive, and they paint the picture for what they want the world to believe, and so.
Well, that kind of sucks to hear that it went down like that. You definitely didn't deserve something like that. Anyway, well, listen, it's great catching up with you, and get healthy, and whatever your next move is, man, we're here to cover it at MMA Junkie Radio, just like we have all the way back to the early Strikeforce days when nobody knew who the heck you were, and before you won your 2 major titles and did the polo thing and the red carpets and shit. That's awesome. That's awesome stuff. You lived a good life so far.
life is just getting better. I'm just getting better. So something's gonna happen. Something fun. Right. We're gonna get nasty soon. Sometime soon. Something's going on.
Thanks for the time today, man. We'll talk soon. All right. Take care.